85% humidity. Got a nice little couple filaments right there. Lots of nice stuff. Yeah, it's being this close to the north, you can get pretty big extremes in the summer. Now let's go around the block, see what we got here. I don't want to do too much because it's almost time to do a flip. So we'll just go around the block. Well, it should, but it's been so long since I've used SharpCap. I'm a little rusty, mainly because he changes it so often. Like a lot of the features that I was using before don't exist anymore. So now I have to relearn, which I'm not complaining. It's just a fact of life with SharpCap that you gotta, when you don't use it for almost 8 months, a lot changes. Ooh, look at that. I saw something else in there. Jesus. There's a little filament there. Can see with no smoke, I can see the outer edge and the proms today. This is like the best day I've had in 5 years. Is that with the new software, or was it doing that with the other one too? The January version. I'm using the DLL here is the one from the one that you just posted. You can see I'm going the wrong way all the time because it's flipped on me. Every now and then when the scene gets good, those things look awesome. Okay, I'm probably due for a flip, so I'm going to flip. So the 102 or 152 is a little longer than my 102, and I just crashed them out. So it's going to take me a second to get things reprogrammed here. There's always something in this business, Jack. Almost there.
Essentially drink.
No, that's good. I found the sun. Hey, Graham. Hey, Andrew. It's always fun to crash your mount. Operator error. Okay, so we have things back to normal here. That's what you want to call it. Almost looks like a face. Couple eyes, the nose, mouth. It's a little sun beastie. Okay. Yeah, I just did a flip. Today I have, this is the AR-152, so it's quite a bit longer. And I didn't anticipate the length correctly and crashed my mount, or crashed the scope into the mount. So fortunately, it doesn't take long to sort stuff out. Now you can see today, I don't have that hot spot up here. And that's because my little sun shield that I made was bright white. And the back side of it was white also, and it was reflecting back into the optical train, and there must be a little bit of a light leak. So I put some felt on that side, and it seems to have fixed my little issue here. And the image is definitely looking a lot flatter. Okay, let's see if we can get. Oops. It's a little windy today. Okay. we've got some pretty good activity here. Beautiful little filament right there. You got a couple right here. So the wind takes this bigger scope. Let's see, I think stabilization. Let's see what happens if we turn it on. There we go. It might help. It's not going to take the waviness out, but you can see over here that's the area, that's how much of the image is being lost to the stabilization. Which is not too bad. I'd rather have the stabilized image than. Got some gorgeous stuff in here. Do I want to go? We got a little flare right there. Little flare right there. All right, let's go around the block here. See what other stuff is. Let me turn the stabilize. There's our face. There's a nice little filament right there. Let's see what if it's actually off the. Yeah, it is. Right there. Oh, you know what I bet you I didn't do? Let's see. Settings. Screen 0. So I'm flipping screens. Tell me if you notice a difference. Did it? You know, I wonder. There's a section missing at the bottom here. Well, I've heard through the grapevine that RFK has found who was doing all the spraying. And I think it was between some of his agencies and DARPA they've cut the funding off. So it's going to take a little bit for the funding to go away, and hopefully that crap will stop. Because I don't like getting heavy metals dropped in my head. Have you guys read any of what Bill Gates has done? Oh my God, that guy deserves to die. There's no other way to put it than that. No other way. Let's see if that will sharpen up. Huh. See, it's just shaking a little too much. Freeze and close. Starts up. Maybe I just have to do fewer frames. Let's try 50 and reset the stack. I'm using 60%. Let's try 50%. Reset history. Use only the best 50. Okay. Let's see what we get. Something happened there. I think I've got too much wind for stacking today. That one's getting skinnier. Yes, with the smoke gone, that really helps these fainter features. The smoke kind of wipes it out. Doesn't help the stack though. Okay, it's too fast. Four is too slow, so we'll just put up with 8. Man, I'll tell you, I think in the last month, I've been getting ads from uh, 3, so that would be Aegis, uh, Woodland Hills, and there's another one. I can't remember the name. Like every other day, I get an ad from these people. Yeah, I am. I'm using OBS because I wanted to see if the I could get the overlay to work, and the overlay does not work. So I don't know if it's probably something to do because you're using the browser and OBS is the overlays or browser overlays, and it's probably something to do with that. Sorry about the jiggling, but it is a little breezy. Still good detail. It's one long chain, so you got a flare right there. I lost my. There it goes. It's quite an extensive sunspot area. So let's see if the this will help any. Maybe a little bit. So one thing I have found with solar is that you really don't need to have the best scope. It's more about the filter that you use. Because I cheaped out on the scopes. My AR 102 cost $300, and this scope, the 152, I got on sale for 750, and they look at great views, even with the jumping around. So we got a double footsie there. Let's see if I can bring it in. Oh, that helped. There's a little bridge right there. So what you see here at the bottom is I have a little drift. So if I turn off the stabilization, I have to set this scope up at night once. One, two, three, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13, 14, 2. Oh, you can see. Let's see. Audio destination. So I can capture the audio. Uh, show stats. So it says 1280 by 720. There's 4 people apparently online. Audio is 48K. Video bit rates. Where is that? Right here. Now it says that my video bit rate is much higher than what I'm sending. So that must be getting back to, uh, regardless of what I send it from OBS, it's going to do its thing. Now, Andrew, uh, I'm assuming that the stream is coming from my device, correct? Yeah, but I'm not sending. I just looked at the stats for the stream, and it's sending out 1,000K more than what I'm actually sending, or sending from OBS, which is why I'm asking, does regardless of what window it picks, it's going to always send a 2,500K video stream.
Jeff, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, you've got some echo going on.
Oh, wait a minute. Let me turn my audio down a little bit here. Where's
You've got two audios on.
Yeah.
You could turn the viewer audio off. I think you got it when you can.
How about now? Go away?
No, it's still there. Hold on. I think I'm in.
And then I can't hear you.
Hold on.
Let me just turn it down a little bit here.
It's okay. It's my end. Okay.
Test,
It was
test.
my end, Jeff. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
No, I've got you at, let me see now. I've got you 2,300 uploading. So what is yours? Yeah, 23 to 2,600
Yeah.
kbps.
So out of OBS, I'm sending a 1,536K video stream.
Yeah. So I don't know where the extra upload is.
Yeah. So that's why I'm asking if I'm sending the stream out to a server, and then that server is going to pump it out to you guys.
Yeah. That's right.
Then somewhere, either the sender software, regardless of what it's receiving, is always going to put out 2,500K videos.
I've seen it go down. That's why I'm wondering, because when you go to the direct and not go through OBS, so you're sending it out at 1080, it will go down if it's not too much movement in the frame.
Let's see.
Because right now you're at constant 30 frames a second.
Yeah. Now I don't get the option for. Oh, I have to pick a screen. That's why. So now this is back to you.
It's still. Oh, there it is. Okay, yeah. Okay, now you're sending 1080p at 9 frames a second, and it's basically the same 2,600. It was way down to 1,000, but then it bumped right up. So it's basically 2,500K.
Yeah, because I'm looking at in the top right corner of the window.
Yeah,
It's showing 2.57 megabits per second,
yeah,
which
that's
is 2500K.
yeah, basically the same.
So it must be hard coded in the sender software or the sender code that it's always going to be 2500 regardless of what I give it.
Um,
Because uh, when I was at 1,000 the other day, it was still pumping out 2,500 on my end.
yeah, I'd be curious to know what happens when you don't have a moving screen and you're just sending out basically a still image. It should go down.
Let's see. Here's a still screen.
And I'm a
And I'm
liar.
shooting
Oh,
3.2,
what's
1.7.
yeah, 1.7, 500 now. Yeah,
Then it's back up to so it's a variable bit rate.
yeah, it is variable. Yeah,
Interesting. Fun wow, huh?
yeah. Oh, and then it goes to 5,000 there, right there.
Well, a variable would do that if there's the pipe to do it.
Yeah, yeah. You've got good internet. That's definitely because it will restrict it if it's not if you don't have good internet.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I rebooted the router today, so that helps.
Yeah, no, it's really good because I mean I get a clear picture of what your how your internet is, and it's green, clean all the way.
Well, you're in Toronto,
Yeah,
thereabouts.
yeah.
So
The,
uh,
the Tobaco.
the from U.S. to Canada, the fiber feed is underneath the odd.
Huh.
So I'm 13 miles from your fiber feed.
But what I'm doing, it is going to the. Remember last time we were going to the Canada East server. This time we're going to the East server. So I don't know where that is. So it's
Okay.
going there first before it comes to me. So it's not a direct link. Did I lose you, Jeff?
No, I'm here.
Okay.
I'm looking at my angry face on the
There's
screen.
another Etobicoke person. I'm not Etobiconian. There must be a Graham's from Etobicoke too. We got good weather here.
Sounds
I
like some
guess you got
interesting
good weather
features.
all over here.
Yeah. Well, I'm pushed in pretty tight today. Uh, 50 more millimeter of aperture, and uh, I go from 639 millimeter to 1250. So it's a lot more magnification. But I can do it today because the skies are so clear.
Clear, yeah, it looks beautiful. Okay, I'll switch off my mic. I'll get back to my
Okay,
chat.
Andrew.
Okay.
Yep. So, Andrew, I'll ask you this question. You don't need to. When you talk, do the other people hear it too?
They should. Yes, they do.
Okay. So, how do you do that? Just by clicking on.
I turn on my mic. That's all.
Ah, gotcha. Gotcha. Got some activity over here. There was that really huge flare, and I don't see, unless this is it coming in. The other day there was that big flare on the limb, and I don't see anywhere on the surface because it doesn't exist today where that would be coming from. Huh. Maybe it just disappeared that quick. I mean, there's that little right in here. This is where it was, and there is a little activity there, but not like what we were seeing. So the moon is up right now. Oh, no, it's gone. It already dropped below the horizon already. But that would have been cool to do a little daylight mooning. I wonder if vertical. Um, let's go to NASA. And space weather. Okay, so I am set up correctly for the sun. I think this is the area that was flaring the other day, and it looks like it's calmed down quite a bit because those flares were huge. Okay, let's get some focus. So you can see right there, that guy is flaring up. I hear you, Jack.
Yeah, it works.
So do you know what you did the other day, Jack? That your uh, stream, your what is that, Cam? The all sky popped up on my screen. Ah, okay. Must have been sharing the link. So I'm going to stop OBS just to see what happens here. Well, just as I thought. Okay. So it's still streaming. That's good. This is, for newbies in the group, this is pretty simple to get going on. The only thing that might mess them up is the links, because they're going to go, they'll jump into Ninja and see all those options, which is what I did the first time. When the wind doesn't blow, there's some nice detail here. Got a couple of flares popping up there. Gotcha. So how would you do that? Would you get a list of people that are on share screen with others?
Yes, I get a list of. I have a thumbnail for each person that's on, and I can go in that, and it's got all the details of their broadcast. It also shows me the microphones they have,
Gotcha.
their headset. I can refresh it. I can send them a private message. I can mute them.
So you're like a moderator then?
Yeah, I can. Yeah, the director is. There's a
Yeah.
director link, which right now I'm doing it. You can do it yourself, Jeff, but that may be a bit too much at the same time as you're broadcasting.
Yeah, I have a hard enough time reading the chat.
Yeah. Okay, I'm getting off.
I just blab. Interesting. Let's go back over and see the. Think this is the right way. Maybe not. Yeah, there it is. No? Where'd that face go? Excuse me. Man, it's been a tough year for allergies. Whew. So, do you get a list of the people in the chat? Is there
Everybody gets that list who's in the chat. Um, there's a special key that shows everybody on board.
not anything you can click?
What's that?
It's not anything you can click?
No, it just shows up. I mean, Jack sees it, Graham sees it, I see it on the viewer side.
Okay, I don't see it on my side.
Okay, that's interesting. I'll look into that.
I have a chat window open.
No, it's not under chat. It's a special other window, but I'll look into that. And if it doesn't show up, I may have to create a new link.
It's something that you wouldn't want up all the time because the list can get pretty long.
Well, then you can exit, but then I don't know how to bring it back. That's
Gotcha.
The only thing. Once it goes, that's something I'm going to bring up with Steve. I'm going to try and get him on so he can look at this. But he's really busy with all this other stuff going on.
Are you saying he's busy?
What was that?
I say, are you saying he's a busy guy?
He's a very busy guy.
So I don't know if you guys are into crypto, but the world as you know it is changing.
You don't want to hear about my crypto story. My son wanted to build a computer, and I said, build a computer, but just let's do cryptos. We had 20 Bitcoins, and I sold them.
Oh, shame on you.
I know.
Kid's probably pissed.
Well,
they're worth 121,000.
I know each. Yeah. And he stopped making them because it was affecting his gaming.
Well, I know a bunch of people that have little Raspberry Pis that they just have them as Bitcoin mining things. They aren't very powerful, but they don't use any juice, you know.
I was making 1 Bitcoin every 2 days. That was in the day. Yeah, way back when.
You must have been early.
Very early. Oh yeah. But I'm poor, so there you go.
They're saying that I think there's like 2 or 3% left on Bitcoin.
I know. I don't know how long it takes to make 1 Bitcoin now.
Yeah, it's not. It's not something that I'm interested in. No. In fact, I'm more interested in XRP because, from what I understand, you're familiar with the SWIFT network, correct?
Yeah, the XRP.
XRP Ripple it has already replaced SWIFT. In fact, Ripple bought SWIFT for $14 billion.
Wow!
So there is no more SWIFT, and XRP is now the foundation of the financial system.
I bought a little bit of XRP, and I had it on my Coinbase wallet.
Yeah,
they upgraded the Coinbase wallet, and the XRP disappeared. apparently it has not disappeared. It's somewhere. I can't get it back.
Well,
So
they're trying to become a bank, and that's what I'm waiting for.
I've had bad luck with it with crypto. But anyway, it's my own fault.
Oh, I know why. She's done. Okay. Yeah, the wonderful world of, in fact, the Federal Reserve is dead in our country, and it died the day Trump put up the uh, big flag at the White House. If you would have noticed on the 4th of July, which I don't know why you would, you're Canadian, but on the 4th of July, he gave a speech right after the B 2s flew over, and the flags behind him had the gold fringe on it. Those flags represent USA Inc., and that uh, is the old fiat currency based uh, that we were stuck with since 1913.
Well, all I know is Trump's trying to get Powell. He spent they spent 4.5 billion on their new building. I can't believe
Yeah,
it.
well, he's done. He's done. The Federal Reserve is gone. They just haven't made it official yet.
Wow. Big,
And if when Trump and Melania walked downstairs to sign the bill, the big beautiful bill,
yeah.
all the flags behind him had no gold fringe on it, and
I know this.
that means that we're now a republic again. We are not part of the globalist cabal.
Well, I'll be curious to see who wins the Epstein thing because he's really looks like he's in deep goo goo for that.
Nah, he's not in deep doo doo. The Epstein thing was the problem with the Epstein stuff is that Biden had 4 years to doctor it, and that's what they did.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what's happening with that.
I got, uh, based on what I know, Trump is not in the Epstein files, never was. In fact, he turned the government on to Epstein
Wow.
and what he was doing. So that's the only thing that Trump would have been associated with. Is the
Yeah,
fact
all I
that
know
he
is that
helped the
they're
government.
gonna make a big shit with it. So we'll see.
Nah, nah.
You don't
It's a
think so?
movie. It's a movie.
It'd be a good battle. I'm gonna watch it.
A lot of what you're seeing is acting.
Could be right.
Yep, because it's already over. In fact, I believe Bondi's going to appoint a special prosecutor by the name of Matt Getz, and Matt Getz is going to be the guy that nails all this.
I thought that too, but then I saw that Trump said no special prosecutor. And if they appoint a special prosecutor, that's going to take years to find what's going on. You know, that's just going to bury it.
Well, they'll either do that or give it to the military. And if
Yeah.
the military gets it, it will be quick and simple.
Yes. Yes. You're right about that.
Well, I think my skies are starting to go ooky. You can see everything starting to get soft. I wonder if the skies are great. So, what's nice about this arrangement, where you can be a director or a moderator, is that takes the load off of the sender. In He or she could be the one to get uh, the sender's attention if a question was asked. by just jumping in and saying that there's a question that you need to answer, Jeff, and then that will get my attention because I really don't watch the chat that much.
And
I
boot
just
people off if they get really nasty.
yeah, we don't have that problem.
Okay, good.
It's a good group.
Well, I think Jack should learn how to use it too. It's very simple. I mean, it's just loading up the another thing. I mean, to show you how complicated this Ninja can be, you can have a co-director too. When we broadcast at RAS meetings, I have a co-director that watches the sound, and then I look in as a director, and I push everything to OBS. So I manipulate it in OBS, but
Hmm.
we can move people to a green room if they have issues, if they don't load properly. We just bump them into a green room, and we can sort it out there, and then bring them back in. It's very powerful.
Where's my mouse? There it should be. Who was that guy in Star Wars? Jabba the Hutt? Who was the big fat blob? That's what this thing looks like. Oh, lovely. Where the mind goes, nobody knows. The thing I like about the 10 or the 152 is you're in tight enough that you can see a lot more detail on the surface.
What's your filter, Jeff? You never mentioned that.
I use a Quark, DayStar Quark. So it's taken my 1200 and multiplying it by 4, I think. Jack would know. And uh, you really need to have steady skies for when you run with this setup because the uh, Barlow, I can't take the Barlow off. And I'm not going to put a focal reducer on because that's just too much glass. Now I am running, to get rid of my Newton rings, I'm running a, what's it called? ZWO dispersion corrector before the camera. And that keeps the camera optically aligned. And then by moving those knobs, you can adjust the prisms to get rid of your Newton rings.
Nice.
Yeah. And I thought, uh, I didn't think that was going to work, but it works so much better than I could have ever imagined. And it's one of those things that was sitting in the Astro junk drawer. And now it's got a new home. I could care less about seeing a whole sun. In fact, I have that. Remember that spectrograph that I made, Jack? Well, I can use that with like a guide scope, and as long as I put a dark enough filter on the front of that thing, I can use that to actually scan across the surface of the sun. And there's software out that will rebuild that movie that you made of the scan and make a picture. And it makes beautiful images. But I don't really care about the sun. I care about this stuff and the prompts. You can see my starting to get into the heat of the day. Hmm. Where are you, Jeff? It's about the best I'm going to get, I think. Yeah, and if you make a flat for that whole surface, you can never move the scope again. And if you have any kind of drift, then that flat's useless. But there's ways to make a flat in like a third party app, but it's not as good as actually making the flat from the image, live image. Okay, let's see. We'll go one time around the sun. You almost see the spikies in real time here. It's been there for days. That one. And the wind picks up. Nice. Maybe someday I'll make a little shield for the wind. That would help these views out tremendously. Now the nice thing about when everything is right, and you can see yellow is bad, green is good. So I'm kind of floating between the middle ground here. And what happens is because the image is moving around so much, it has a tendency to blur stuff out. But if things were very stable, then I could do time lapses with this software right here. And uh, I like to make SEER videos because the SEER videos can be imported into something like PIP if you want to make individual frames, or uh, there's SEER Player that'll save out individual frames, and then you can go into programs like you can take that video, that movie, and then you can start tweaking the settings to pull out the uh, surface detail and the prominence detail, if there is any, if you're on a shot like this. And that adds a whole new dimension to solar. It actually makes solar kind of interesting because now you're actually seeing in a half hour what is actually happening on the surface. Now that one guy is gone there. So I'm going to call it here, guys. Well, a flat cap is the same thing as finding a bright spot on the sun with no activity and defocusing it, and that works great for me. Well, I'm going to call it, guys, because the skies are only going to get worse here.
Thanks, Jeff. Great stuff.
Yeah. Thanks for stopping by, Andrew. One of these days, maybe we can hook up.
Meet in St. Catharines.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been so long since I've been to Canada because going across the border is such
I
a
know
pain
it's a
in the
pain.
ass.
Yeah.
It's terrible. Alrighty, men. Have a great one.